Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I have been such a huge fan of yours for such a long time, and I'm not the only one. There's so many rappers who have unanimously said that you are easily one of the greatest rap producers of all time.
Wow.
But Swizz Beatz was someone who we knew in music, and then all of a sudden, I remember, it seemed like you disappeared.
Yes.
And the next thing I heard, you were at Harvard Business School.
Yes.
How...
Yes.
For people who lost you at that point, what happened and what sparked that change?
Well, I started in the music at 17, and I felt like I reached every level where I needed to be, and then I started hitting the ceiling, and then I wanted to diversify my portfolio and just do different things out of music, and I understood that the education is very important, so I had to go back and take the 3 years and forward so I can invest in another 20 years.
Right.
From the Bronx, I need all the education I can get. Okay?
That's a powerful... It's a really powerful position to take because, you know, for a long time, I remember when I was in the hood, like, a lot of guys would laugh. We would laugh at each other, be like, oh, you're going to school, you're trying to do this. But it really was a different step for you to take. And
Big time.
It wasn't just the education that you got, it was what it helped you do. Because when you came back into music,
Yes.
It's changed how you see the game, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, when you think of artists, it's the music business, the fashion business, the art business, but a lot of creatives ignore the business part. A lot of the creatives ignore the business part, and then they wonder at the end of the day they dealt with the bad hand because they didn't understand the business that they was actually in.
Right.
So I wanted to go back and make sure that I understood the business that I was in and encourage other creatives to start to learn the business that you're in so you can end the game on a positive note instead of talking about you got taken advantage of when you didn't invest in your own self.
Right, and you came back and you now own what you create. Why is that so important? I think a lot of artists don't understand it. A lot of the time we see people and they're like, they were broke when they retired, and you're like, but they were so rich, they were so famous. But that was really important to you, owning what you create.
You have to. In order to evolve, you have to have ownership. Not borrowed time, but real time. Not borrowed money, but real money. And you have to keep the legacy going for your kids as well. Right, and if you don't have ownership, you can never be the billionaire that you want to dream of.
Right.
Because all the billionaires I know, they own everything.
Right. Yeah. If you are somebody who's aspiring to follow the path that you are, you know, there's kids out there who go like, I want to be like Swizz Beatz, I want to be a producer. You have programs where you've started encouraging young artists. You've really been engaged in not just music artists, but also art artists. I mean, you're literally walking around with a piece of art right now. You're a big art collector. A lot of people don't know this about you, but you're really big into art.
Yes.
And what I enjoyed is that you started changing how you create and curate. What you did was you said, I'm going to move from collecting to impress people, and I'm going to collect art that means something to me. What did that mean and why?
When I started collecting art, I was collecting to impress my friends and, you know, executives that would come to my home to separate myself from my peers. But then I realized that that wasn't the right reason to collect. The right reason to collect art is because you felt something from your heart with that artist. And I'm an artist myself, and I wouldn't want somebody to just collect my work just because it impresses their friends that come to the home, but actually because you felt something when you see my artwork, which led to me creating no commission and giving the artists 100% of their sales and even fighting for artist rights and them having royalties on the resales of their work. Like these different things are important, so you know, it's a blessing. It
is a blessing that you're passing on, and now Swizz Beatz went from music to the business to the art, and now the art and the business has combined in this new piece of art, and that's Poison.
Yes,
Your new album, it is long awaited.
Thank
the
you.
Magazines, the reviewers, everybody is loving everything.
Thank you.
10 of the finest tracks. You collaborated with J. Cole, and you have everybody from Kendrick Lamar on this thing collaborating. People are, you know what I mean? It's a powerful album. We saw French Montana in the clip that we played. What is Poison about, and why is it so specific in the tracks and the names? What are you trying to do?
So I wanted to come back into the music scene with a body of work that actually wasn't compromising the craft.
Right.
Because I could have came and went straight to the Penthouse with a big crossover song. I wanted to start back to my origins of where people know me, and that's authentic hip hop. I didn't want to put no big record that might be top 40 on the record on this particular album. I wanted to give people something that was quality and that the artist delivered at their maximum capacity. And the name Poison comes because in life, we have to face our poisons in order to poise on, right? So
that's deep.
Yeah, that's
real deep. Yeah. Well, I'm loving it. It's 33 minutes of the finest music ever. Thank you so much for being on the show. Congratulations on everything, man. Poison is available now. Swizz Beatz.